Hey everyone. So let me take you back to one chilly autumn evening when my plans took a wild turn. Picture this. I'm cruising down a desolate highway, trees on either side almost whispering secrets in the wind. The sun had just tucked itself away behind the horizon, leaving everything cloaked in darkness. I was on my way to visit a friend, but then my gas gauge decided it's the perfect time to start creeping towards empty. You know that little orange gas light? Yeah, it was flickering like crazy, and my heart sank a little. Now, just a few miles down the road, I spotted a gas station with this old, flickering neon sign that looked like it hadn't been replaced since the 80s. I hesitated for a second because I really wanted to get to my friend's place quickly. But then the gas light blinked at me, almost as if saying, "Hey, you better stop or we're going to be walking." So I did what anyone would do. I pulled into the lot, feeling a weird mix of relief and unease, grateful that the station was still open. As I filled up my tank, I noticed the attendant. This guy was in his 40s, scruffy beard, tired eyes, and he was just watching me closely. It was like he was the last piece of a broken puzzle in this dimly lit station. I tried to strike up a friendly conversation, but honestly, something felt off about the way he looked at me. I made small talk, but the vibe was awkward, and soon he nodded and went back inside, leaving me alone in that fading light. Talk about feeling exposed. With my tank full and needing a snack, I decided to wander into the store. The entrance was lined with flickering fluorescent lights, making everything look a little too surreal, like I stepped into a strange time warp. I started browsing, but my heart was still racing from the creepy atmosphere outside. Just as I was contemplating which chips to grab, out of the corner of my eye, I saw a shadowy figure enter the store, a tall man in dark clothing with a hood pulled tightly over his head. Yikes! My instincts kicked into overdrive, and I couldn't shake the uneasy feeling in my gut. That hooded figure moved quickly to the back of the store, disappearing into the shadows. My heart was pounding, and I felt like I was in one of those suspense movies. I kept glancing towards the back, feeling like something was really wrong. Finally, I heard a faint commotion, a sound that made every hair on my neck stand up. It felt like my brain shouted, "Get out, now!" Just as I was making my way toward the exit, the hooded man rushed out, and I caught a glimpse of something metallic in his hand like a weapon. My heart was racing at a million miles an hour. He bolted past me, and suddenly, all I could hear were loud shouts from the back. The attendant's voice cracked through the dim air, demanding the guy stop. Panic hit me like a wave, and I didn't think twice. I ducked out of the gas station, jumped into my car, and locked the doors in record time. With my heart still in my throat, I started the engine and sped off down the highway like I was in a race. I could hear sirens in the distance, and when I glanced in the rearview mirror, flashing lights lit up the night behind me. I swear I didn't let myself breathe until I was a good few miles away. Later that night, sitting with my friend and still jittery from the whole ordeal, I learned from the news that the gas station had been targeted for an attempted robbery. The hooded man was caught, but not before injuring the attendant and sending chaos through that little town. That simple stop for gas that I thought would delay my plans ended up being a life-saving decision. Sometimes it feels like the universe sends us warnings in the most unexpected ways. I realize that listening to our instincts can change everything. So always trust your gut. So there you have it, folks. What could have been just another mundane trip for gas turned into a thrilling and scary adventure. Remember, if something feels off, don't ignore it. Trust those instincts. Have you ever had an experience where you had to trust your gut? Share your stories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this wild tale, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more exciting stories. Until next time, stay safe out there.